Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cocktails and Rocktails with me, your most notorious groupie, Allison Rouse, author of We've Got Tonight, The Life and Times of Notorious Groupie. That's right, and these other little books right here. As you guys can tell, today's going to be another podcast episode. Something good is coming up, but let's talk about something else good first. Everybody here, the family, the community, all the new people, all the lurkers, all my members, you guys are really awesome, and I just can never tell you how appreciative I am of just who everybody is here individually, and so much love and trust and friendships that are happening. You guys, it really is truly the world to me. So thank you so much for all the love and support. Speaking of love and support, you guys, I told you it's a podcast episode. You know it's going to be good. And it is, because we're going to have part 2 with a lovely lady that we have had here before. And we are going to have a little drink first. We're going to finish up this little cocktail. And it's a little spritzer. It's supposed to add vodka to it, but vodka is really harsh. You like soak it for at least 3 to 5 hours. So I did this one with champagne. And so everybody, grab your little drinks, kick up your feet, and let's have a little cocktail and rocktail. All right, cheers, big ears. Oh. Well, that kind of happened a little fast. Okay, that is good. You guys, I've had this before. I really do like it. The dried fruits and stuff really kind of actually flavor up the spritzer. So good. And speaking of so good, you guys, I have got none other with us again today, Miss Diana Williams. Dee Dee is back, you guys. She's going to have some good stuff, so hold on tight. The ride is about to start. All right, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we have got the mighty Dee Dee Thunder with us again, and she has got some good stories. And everybody say hello, Miss Dee Dee. How are you?
Hey. Just saying hi from St. Antonio, Texas.
St. Antonio, I love it. And ladies and gentlemen, you know she's got some good stories, and we're going to start out with a good one. Let's talk about Gene Simmons.
It is so funny, this story. I was really young, and I didn't know much then, but I was at the show, and I was backstage, and here comes Gene, and I was like, oh, man, because that's the first time I had met them, and Big John that's when Big John was with Kiss.
I remember Big John.
You remember Big John?
Not with Kiss. He was with Aerosmith, I want to say. I remember Big John, but yeah, I don't think it was with Kiss.
He was always with Kiss, though. It might have been a different Big John, you know, those roadies.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, Gene Simmons was like, hey, you want to have a drink? It's like, oh, I need a drink bad. So we go in this room, and it's like the janitor's room. It's like the broom closet.
What?
And I turn around, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And he's like, you know you want the demon. And I said, I do not want the demon. And he turned around, he grabbed me from behind, he grabbed my boobs. I turned around and I tried to kick him, and I almost fell on my ass. But then I just ran out the door, and I ran up really fast, and I ran smack face into Ace.
Oh, God.
And Ace is like, what the hell's going on? I was like, I'm trying to get away from your fucking face.
I'm escaping the demon. I'm escaping the demon.
Yeah, and so Ace thought it was hilarious. You know his laugh. He's got the best laugh.
Yeah.
And we ended up, I could use a drink, Ace, a real drink. So we went in the dressing room, and all we did was make fun of Gene. Gene came in there, and he was so pissed off. And we were like, how about some Manischewitz, Gene? I mean, that sounds kind of racist, because Manischewitz is Jewish wine.
Yeah, it's kosher.
And Gene doesn't drink, so we were just fucking with him all night. We're like, nice, Gene, nice this. So we were just messing with him.
Dude, and I bet you because
so
Gene is
funny.
such an ego and, like, controller of the band. Like, when I was with Eric was all afraid because Gene tried to hit on me first, and then I found Eric because that's who I wanted. I mean, he is such a controller.
I asked Gene if he could rock.
Hey, don't use, hey, hold on.
Oh, Gene was so pissed off. I thought he was going to really breathe fire. Because he was livid. Especially about the Manischewitz.
Well, and don't you...
Oh, my God, it was hacked.
And I've probably asked you this before, but don't you think he's like a big fragile ego and a big head? Like, he thinks he's so much more.
I think he has the biggest ego in the world, but I think, you know, when he gets blown off a lot, he's usually the last one to get laid.
I totally agree. I say that and everybody's like, no, girls love Gene Simmons. I'm like, just because one fucked him and released a sex tape doesn't mean he's that great. Yeah.
What is Shannon Tweed thinking? And I mean, he cheated on her all the time. And she, you know, he lies about it. Poor Shannon.
Well, and she's caught up in the lies just the same as, you know, the guys lie about it to the women at home. And they get caught up in it, and or they just turn a blind eye, and, you know, to each their own in their marriage. But, yeah, I don't see what Shannon Tweed sees.
And that is a wig.
Oh, 100%. He's always worn wigs. We all know. Any of us that hang out backstage know that.
That's not his hair.
He's always had frizzy kind of Brillo pad hair.
Oh,
and not that mean, because I have naturally curly hair that frizzes, so, you know.
Yeah, but that thing is just like a wool coat thing. I don't know what it is.
And that's just the shit on his back. No, I'm kidding. All right.
Some of the funnier stories.
All right, tell us another Metallica story, because the Metallica fans, you know they're rabid.
Okay, well, you know about GBH.
Yeah.
Well, GBH's sound man was Big Mick, who moved on to Metallica.
Yeah, I know Big Mick. Did you know Big Mick was gay?
I love Big Mick.
Yeah, I know Big Mick quite well from the Metallica years.
Well, I was in the studio with GBH, and here comes Metallica. Because they would just walk right on in, and we're like, yes! Because they're really good friends with GBH, or they were.
Yeah.
And it was just on for about 5 minutes where everybody put their instruments up, and we headed to the pub for the next 10 hours. Stayed hammered the whole time. In fact, my liver has hired an attorney.
So what is Kirk like, hammered? A lot of people want to know.
How bad. I love Kirk. I mean, I made out with Kirk.
Yeah, is he a good kisser?
From Metallica.
Who'd you make out with?
I made out with Kirk so many times. I made out with Kirk when I was with Will.
Well, but is he a good kisser?
Very.
Obviously, because you did make out with him a few times.
He has the prettiest hands I've ever seen. It's just like...
He does have delicate hands. I always notice that about him. And he's like a smaller guy anyway. You know, he's not like tall. He's just a little skinny guy. And yeah, I always noticed his hands.
He has just pretty skin all the way over.
Yeah. But that's good. So a lot of people wanted to know if Kirk was a good kisser. I get asked that all the time. I'm like, I can't tell you that. I knew James. That was it. Well, except that one night with Lars.
On all of them. I mean, they were all had their own things. I liked Kirk and Cliff the best.
Yeah.
I was so destroyed when he died. We had just seen them. We had just partied with them in Austin and Ozzy.
Same here. Salt Lake, though.
My dad comes running in my room, and he's like, your friends Metallica are dead. And I'm like, huh?
My mom did the same thing. It was a Sunday morning, and there was this tiny little paragraph in the paper. She's like, somebody from Metallica died, because we had just seen him, you know, like a month or 2 months before that. So, yeah, same thing.
That was a bad day, anyway. I can't.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we had a blast with them in England. I mean, I think we went to see Motorhead with them. I can't...
Ooh, everybody in one room, Motorhead, GBH, Metallica. That would have been a killer show to see if they had all played.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have a funny Sex Pistols story.
Tell us the Sex Pistols story. You know I'm going to love that.
Do what?
So tell us the Sex Pistols stories. You know I'm going to love that one.
Oh. St. John's,
5 years of that.
I was 14 years old. My dad took me and dropped me off. I got a pass. I think they were paper. The backstage passes were paper. But I didn't even go backstage because I was a little bit intimidated, you know. Cause, I mean, I didn't know. And some of the road crew were like a little rude.
And this is when Sid was alive, right?
Good, bud.
Wait, this was when, hold on, this is when Sid was alive, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, so you met Sid
The
Vicious.
story's about Sid.
Oh, keep going.
The show, Sid came, I was standing backstage, and these two girls were just all over him. And he looked really bored, so, he's like, you want to do And I was like, a fat you want to do a gay bar? What? And he goes, no, it's a cigarette. And I was like, yeah, let's smoke. So we go outside and had a couple beers. And then we're getting ready to get on the bus. And guess what?
What?
Guess who? I hear this car. I see this car pull up, and I wasn't paying attention. And it's honk, honk, honk. It's my fucking dad.
Oh, that's so embarrassing.
So embarrassed. He wouldn't stop honking. And Sid was like, what the hell's going on? I said, oh, that's my chauffeur.
I gotta just call him Dad as a nickname.
Yeah, I told him. And he knew I was young. I mean, I looked so young. He knew, but he was sweet. I mean, he was an absolute gentleman. He was so sweet and funny. Very funny. But that was just so embarrassing.
Yeah, that's happened to me with my mom and rap before. It was like, oh.
And then, of course, my dad yells out the window, you can party with these, what did he call them? Limeys. You can party with these limeys another time. Yeah. My dad was funny as shit, but he wasn't exactly pleased because the concert had been over for like an hour and a half, and he was waiting for me in the front.
Well, what dad is pleased when their daughter's backstage? Let's face it, my dad was never pleased about that. But he was in another state.
I didn't care because my grandparents were vaudevillians. They were in vaudeville, and they were comics, actors, dancers, and acting, and And my dad was on the road with them the whole time, and he was like, look, he's like, you can go to these concerts and go backstage, and I'll let you do it. But he's like, don't sleep with these guys because they sleep with different girls every night, and they're going to give you...
Say when you married one.
And he goes, they're older than you, and they're going to try stuff, and I was scared.
But what did your dad say when you married him?
Power.
What did your dad say when you married a rock star?
When I what? When I met a rock star?
When you married one.
Oh, he was all in for it. He literally liked Wilf. He knew I was going to. I mean, there was just no doubt, what was I going to marry, a plumber?
A plumber, yeah, right?
I mean, I tried. I mean, I had a baby with he was in a band too, never mind. The only person that was not in a band was Dagan's dad. He was just a regular guy.
Yeah.
But that didn't work out because, regular guys I don't have anything to talk to them about.
Yeah, it's hard to connect. I have a whole episode about dating normal guys versus musicians, and it's two totally different ball games.
That's right, I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, so, there was something else. So you kind of came 70s, beginning of the 80s. Did you spend a lot of time in New York? And did you happen to run into Sid in that time in New York again?
No, I did not. I wish I would have, because he would have remembered me, I think.
Yeah.
Because we had a moment then. He was so cute. I wanted to make out with him, but he was all bloody, and I got blood on me. Because he had cut Gimme in his... That was the night that he wrote Gimme into his chest.
Oh, crazy. And see, the world thinks it was Nancy that he carved into his chest.
Like, he handed me my beer, and he was bloody. So I had a little blood on my dad. It's like, why the hell would you got a cut or something, Diana? It's like, no, Sid was bloody when he handed me the beer.
Yeah.
My dad let me drink, too. He let me drink. He goes, you can do whatever you want. Just don't go back there and have sex, and do not do hard drugs. Only. I was like, okay, Dad, sure.
Well, at least you kept it real.
Do you remember that band, The Gods?
Yeah, I do.
Gross.
Really?
Oh, Lord, I have a story about that, but there's better ones than that.
Well, let's talk some Aerosmith. You said you had another Aerosmith story.
I have a funny King Diamond story.
Oh, let's go. We haven't heard a lot of King Diamond groupie stories.
Oh, I will. Well, let's see. A little groupie story. How about the Psychedelic Furs?
Oh, there's an interesting one.
On their first, I don't know if it was their first tour. I think it might have been. The drummer just like romanced me. He was gorgeous. His name was Vince.
Ooh.
He had black, slick back hair, the bluest eyes. He was so handsome.
Oh.
And he was so nice to me. He was so sweet. He just like, when we got to the door of the hotel, he picked me up and carried me over to the threshold. I mean, he was an angel.
I love it when the rockers are like that and you feel romanced and you feel like they're special little darling, you know?
Not too many guys do that kind of stuff. But, I mean, I try to be really picky, and I was really scared. I remember David Lee Roth did everything in his power to get me, and I wouldn't do it.
No? You turned down the original Golden God?
Yes, he even took me down to the Riverwalk to a proper date. And I still wouldn't sleep with them. I wanted to bad, but I was really young. I was like, I think I was 15 or 16 at the most.
Yeah. And see, yeah, he was like that after.
Sexually experienced.
Yeah, and David Lee was really awesome like that. He would do that. Like, after I moved to Salt Lake City and started hanging out with him, yeah, we would go out to dinner, we'd hang out. And he's just one of really the nicest people I've met in rock and roll.
I love Diamond Dave. I think he's really sweet. I mean, I don't care what people say about him. I love him.
No, and I know. And
the greatest frontman of that time.
Oh, definitely one of the greatest frontmen. I mean, for me, as far as like pure raw sexuality and just he blew Robert Plant out of the water as far as being the hot blonde lead singer, you know?
I can't believe he was your first. That's amazing.
Yeah, wow. I lucked out.
I'll rock out.
Oh, we can't say that.
Oh, Guns N' Roses.
Oh, let's hear a Guns N' Roses story.
Well, actually, you know, they were playing clubs in Hollywood when I lived there. They were playing clubs all the time, so I got to know them a little bit. And I gave Axl a root perm, because that's when he was wearing his hair big.
Yeah.
And he used to come over to my house. He was friends with my roommate, Shock. So me and Axl got to be friends, too. And since I worked at Joey's Hair Fantasy, he's like, can you give me a root perm? I'm like, sure. I didn't know how to do a root perm. I just read it up in the beauty books how to do it real quick. It came out great, though.
Oh, well, good.
And he used to be really sweet. He was a nice guy. He wasn't the total dick you see.
Yeah,
Thanks to the lame security, I'm going home.
Yeah, but, I mean, what do you think of the current allegations? Because the Axl I knew was really sweet to me, but I also had been around the band a few times before he and I got together. And I saw his moods. And he's current allegations of some pretty harsh stuff.
I liked Izzy, but I was kind of staying away from him.
Yeah.
Because he was, but the girl they wrote Rocket Queen about, her name is Barbie, and she was so sweet. I was friends with her in Hollywood. Well,
now I was I was just watching a little clip on the Girls of Guns N' Roses, and didn't Barbie actually write Rocket Queen?
Huh?
They just said, I was watching a clip of, someone sent me a clip on the Girls of Guns N' Roses, and wasn't it actually, and they say this in this little documentary, that it was Barbie that was Rocket, she actually wrote part of that song.
No, they wrote that song about her, I think.
Okay.
That's what they told me, so, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I knew she had to do with the song, and I knew it was about her, but it's just the way I guess they said it in this documentary, it made it sound like she actually wrote some of it. And because she was wanting to be a band member, she was wanting to be a songwriter and stuff.
That was real very, can you hear that siren going on, you said?
About Barbie, and you were talking about Guns N' Roses, and you had given Axl the root perm. So what did you think about Izzy? I mean,
I
heck,
loved Izzy. I wanted to be with Izzy bad, but Barbie is like, don't go for Izzy. Don't go for Izzy.
why do you think that is? Izzy, really? So that's good. She warned you, and you knew a lot of those girls that hung out with Guns N' Roses because you were around them too.
Well, Izzy was hitting on me, and I was kind of hitting back, but she's like, you don't want to go there. You don't want to go there. I saw her in the bathroom, and she's like, don't do it. Maybe she liked him or something. Who knows?
No, I mean, she seems, when I saw her on the documentary, she seems like a pretty level-headed, nice person. So, and I think she was probably warning you because I've heard the same thing about Izzy from other girls.
I don't know, but I thought he's not cute anymore anyway, so.
I haven't seen any pictures of him. Last time I saw him was so long ago when he did the solo album and they opened up for the Black Crowes, but Izzy wouldn't go out on the road, so it was just the rest of the band. But, all right, what's the next story you want to tell?
Everything's blurry again. I can't hear. I don't know to see what's on the list here.
All right, going through the list, checking it twice, because Miss Dee Dee has a ton. Ooh, Aerosmith, let's go for that.
Okay, I had a boyfriend, and he knew how much I loved Steven Tyler, because I loved him, and I wanted to be bad. Bad. I mean, oh my God, I loved him. And he's like, you're not going to that concert, you're not going. And we had been drinking, and I was all dressed up, ready to go. He's like, you're not going. And I was like, fuck it then, I'm going to go get some more beer. And his cousin goes, I'll go. And I took his car. It wasn't my car, it was his car, because I was like 15. I didn't even know how to drive that well. And I took him and his cousin to the concert. We drove all the way downtown because I lived kind of on the outskirts of San Antonio.
Uh-huh.
So we drove all the way down there. Luckily, I found a roadie right away, got a pass, got a ticket for the boy. And I was backstage on the stage rocking out. I had a VIP pass, but probably because I was alone. And afterwards, Steven, when they were all walking off stage, they're like, come on. So I went in the dressing room with them, and they did a shit. Oh, my God. Then I was just getting kind of paranoid, you know? And then they were kind of bumping me between them up there, like, and they're like, you want to have some therapy? I didn't know what they were talking about, really. And then I figured it out, and I was like, I have to leave. I'm an operator, and I work at night. I was too scared, girl.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot to be putting on that, to be taken on that young. You haven't started experimenting yet.
Well, I was scared. So, I mean, I waited until I was a senior in high school as stars.
Nice.
I made out with a lot of them, though. I made out with a lot of rock stars.
Who was your favorite to make out with?
Especially in the 70s when I was young. I mean, I thought that was the coolest.
But who was your favorite? Who was your
see at the hotel?
Who was your favorite rock star to make out with?
Oh, what's his name? From Thin Lizzy, the singer.
Phil Lynott?
He was a good makeout.
Nice.
He was a very nice makeout.
You don't hear much about Phil.
Oh man, if you pretty much named some bands that I've made out with them then.
Megadeth.
Ew, I made out with Richie Blackmore.
Oh, how was that?
Huh?
How was that?
I don't have any great memories about it, so I guess it was blah. I did make out with Diamond Dave finally after that date. I was like, how about a kiss goodnight? Okay. And I thought he was going to kiss me on the cheek, but he grabbed me and stuck his tongue down my throat. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, he is a good kisser.
That's not going to get me pregnant.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, I mean, my dad told me they've all got diseases, and they probably did. But back then, there wasn't so much, I don't know. But it sure was fun. Let's see.
Sure was.
I wrote this list. I didn't find my notebook yet.
Well, hopefully you can find it soon.
Huh?
Hopefully you can find it soon.
I did see it. It's in a box, and they're going to help me clean my room tomorrow because it's a mess.
Nice.
And I can't get up and do it because I can't walk. Let's see. Oh, did something very funny to King Diamond. It scared him.
Yeah, tell us about King Diamond.
Well, when I was catering bands and doing the dressing rooms and stuff, King Diamond, he had gone down the street to the grocery store to get some stuff. And he was like in the produce section, and my friend was like, "That's King Diamond." I was like, "Fuck off, it is." So we started following him, and I hid underneath underneath one of the vegetable counter things. They had a flap, like you could go underneath it. And I went underneath it, and I started singing Abigail by King Diamond, and he freaked out. Because my friend wasn't under there with me. She was watching what he was doing. We were trying to take pictures, and it scared him really bad. He didn't know what was going on, and he just kind of took off running. It was so funny. It doesn't sound that funny, but it was really funny.
The big bad King Diamond is scared of the little girls.
Oh my God.
So what does he look like without his makeup? Because I don't think a lot of people have seen him really without his makeup.
No, he didn't have his makeup on.
No, but what does he look like without it?
He has a mustache and just, he was pretty normal.
Yeah. Was he good looking?
He was just like a normal guy with a mustache, they didn't have any weird characteristics or anything.
Nice. Well, you don't hear about too many people meeting King Diamond. That's awesome.
Who else did we scare? Oh my God, we scared Billy Idol so bad he fell off his motorcycle.
Oh,
I was in Hollywood, and we were driving down the street, and Billy Idol was standing there, and he was on crutches. And when we passed him, I was like, he was like he was just like propped up like on his motorcycle with these crutches, and I just screamed out the window, "Want to have a white wedding?" or something. I don't remember what I said. Something about one of his songs. And it scared him so bad he fell. His motorcycle fell, and I felt really, really bad. On
crutches? You just knocked a crutchy Billy Idol off his feet.
I got. He tried to be with me in New York, but there was no way. He tried to be with me right in front of his girlfriend. He was like,
he's like that.
He was pointing towards the bathrooms. I was like, no. Thanks, pal.
Not in the bathroom at the gig. Backstage, maybe in a pinch, but not the one at the front of the stage. Fuck that.
I think this was at Max's Kansas City.
Ooh, yeah. What was Max's Kansas City like?
Max's was so cool. They had a VIP room upstairs. It was so great. I mean, you go there and everybody was there. I mean, like, everybody.
So who would you see when you would walk in? Think about one night you walked in and who was there.
I remember I walked into, I think it was the Mud Club, if I'm not mistaken. It was one of the Ramones' birthdays. I can't remember which Ramone. But, I've got great Ramones stories. But, I mean, the Mud Club, CB's. I didn't love CB's as much as the other clubs. I hung out at Max's a lot.
Nice.
I was there for like a whole summer when I was like turned 18.
Nice. That's a great time to be in New York.
That's why I went with Judas Priest, because I wanted to go to New York and I knew they were going. So
just jumped on the band bus and said, "All right, drop me off in New York City."
Yep.
I miss the days.
KK's pasty ass every day. Thanks.
Oh God, and he's God. Yeah, I mean, I miss those days where
he's coming here. KK's Priest.
Are you kidding with Ripper and everybody?
Do what?
Because Ripper's singing with KK's Priest now. I can't believe any of them are out on the road. I'm sorry. I think Judas Priest itself has become a weird version of Spinal Tap. You know, it's like, what? You get to see two guys from the original band and then KK's playing somewhere else. And I think Judas Priest is a mess right now. They just need to retire and go home.
Judas Priest. I don't get it. Whatever.
Yes.
I have a really good story about Phil on Selmo.
Ooh.
And Jeff Hanneman. Oh, I scared both of them.
What happened?
I was working the dressing room. I was working the dressing room for Pantera, and I was kind of in the back of the dressing room doing something. I don't know what I was doing, probably smoking weed. Anyway, Bill comes in, and Bill is in front of the mirror, practicing being really mean. He's looking in the mirror going, motherfucker.
I can picture that.
Oh my God. I couldn't help it. I had to walk out because I had to go do something else. And I was laughing. I was like, oh, Mad Plaid. And he was like wrecked. He was so embarrassed.
Mad Plaid. If I ever see Pantera again, I'm going to say that to him, Mad Plaid.
And then fucking Dime started calling him Mad Plaid. It was great.
Oh, that's funny.
I was so happy.
Oh, I miss Diamond Vin.
And in that very same dressing room, Jeff Hanneman, I walked in, and he didn't see me for a minute. He was air guitaring his ass off in the mirror. Air guitar.
See,
oh my God.
This just proves
this
is
the best air guitarist ever.
But
and he was so embarrassed. But I didn't make fun of him.
But this
really.
Just proves everything every groupie is.
Like,
Hold on. So no, what I was saying is that you just proved what every groupie has ever said about the rock stars. They stand in front of that mirror, play their air guitar, get Mad Plaid, and picture the groupies. And you caught them in action. I love that.
I caught a few people in action.
Yeah, what did you caught?
Those two. Let's see who else. Oh my God!
I walked in and watched Klaus Meine looking at his ass in the mirror in these tiny little pants.
Bon Jovi getting all prettied up. Oh, I just like, especially like when I was doing makeup. Oh man. I would see him doing all sorts of things in the mirror. And it's always the guys in the mirror. They're always in the fucking mirror. They're in the mirror. They love themselves so much.
The rock star ego.
And to see a guy like Anselmo go in the mirror like that.
Well, everybody's got to get pumped up before they go on stage. They got to be that rock star, you know? And it's funny to watch that transition for me. Like I said, I watched Klaus Meine. I walked in backstage to the Scorpions one time. And, you know, tiny little Klaus, he's looking in the mirror in these leather pants. He's like, does my ass look good in these? It's like, you don't have an ass.
Was he warming up his vocals?
Not yet. He was getting dressed and getting in his stage gear and wasn't sure if the pants looked good on him. He was bending over. You know how we do our, like, pants check in our yoga pants, make sure you can't see through them. It was kind of like that.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lordy.
What about red pants guy, Judas Priest,
Glenn? Ugh.
Did you ever see his suitcase?
Yeah, I saw a suitcase a few times.
Many pairs of red slacks in there.
No, by the time.
More red slacks.
No, okay, so you got him in his red slack period. I got him in his white pants period. He had so many white pants, I tossed a couple out in a hotel room and he never noticed. So you got him in the red pants phase.
Poor Glenn, he's got all.
He's got Parkinson's.
He's got what?
Parkinson's.
Oh, Parkinson's.
Yeah, but it's funny that he has, because it just says how like Glenn gets into something and he likes it so much. You got him. He had so many pair of red pants. When I was with him, it was all white pants. He's kind of a, gets in his habits, that one.
I'm pretty loud, so I mean, if I see somebody, I'll yell, holler, scream, whatever. I'm scared of a lot of rock stars.
That's awesome.
Like going, I don't even want to scream out now. The cops will come probably.
Right.
But let's see who else is on this paper.
Oh, right.
For Texas, we got some mighty fine bands down here, and one of them is the Butthole Surfers.
Oh, I love the Butthole Surfers in Gilby. They were so much fun.
So what? Gibby and Paul grew up in San Antonio, so I saw the band form and
nice.
Every one of their shows, like when they were first starting out. Every show they played around Texas, I think.
I love those guys.
They're fucking brilliant.
They are.
Absolutely brilliant.
They used to play up here at the Speedway. See, I liked them all. I don't think I ever wanted to sleep with any of them. I just loved, they used to play the Speedway quite a lot. And then when they opened up for Stone Temple Pilots, I'd hang out with them. But yeah, no, those guys are awesome.
Speedway?
The Speedway was Speedway was comparable to CBGB's. It was basically the West Coast CBGB's, but shittier bathrooms.
How many do you think it held? About 1,000 people?
No, not even. Probably 300. And that's squished in. Yeah, everybody played there. Gore, Danzig, Dangerous Toys, Butthole Surfers, Dirty Looks.
Because they usually play at big venues.
This was a long time ago, honey. This is when they were first starting out. They were in a van. They weren't in a tour bus yet.
They were.
No, they were, but no, the Speedway was like
early.
The Speedway was a really big. The Speedway was like everybody that was cool, kind of that underground scene. Like I said, Voivod, right. Dream Theater, Butthole Surfers, Gwar.
Voivod, I was with Snake.
Oh, well, I love those guys. You were Piggy Blackie snaking away.
Excuse me, I've been bitten by a snake, Dad. Oh my God.
Danny was with Snake, actually.
He came to my house and he had to drive me because I was so hammered. He had to drive my car to my house. And there was a party going on at my house, and me and Snake just hit the room.
Nice.
He was very nice. He was very sweet. He was speaking to me in French.
Yeah. No, my friend Danny was with him here, and she just loved him. Same.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's great. He was sucking my toes. We had at it. And then he made his manager give me his home number and the manager's number, and then he wrote, "I love you."
Oh.
So he was sweet, and he was kind of cute then. Now,
I haven't seen him now. You're going to have to send me pictures of what he looks like now.
Blackie, but, sorry.
Oh, Blackie was a hottie.
He was fucking right hot. Oh my God, I want to grab him so bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Snake. Oh, I wish they would come through, but I don't really go to shows. I don't want to go on my wheelchair.
They actually are going to be coming here to Salt Lake City. Like, there's so many shows coming this year. They're going to be awesome. New Kids on the Block. I'll see you in June. No kidding.
You what? Oh, Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, I was with AJ from Backstreet Boys. I didn't know he was with Backstreet Boys. It was accidental.
Brilliant.
It was an accidental musician tete-a-tete in Vegas for a weekend. But, all right, hon. Well, we are about close to an hour. And we've got so many more stories to hear from Miss Dee Dee. Oh, my God, you guys. So we're going to wrap it up today. What?
Wait till I find that notebook, honey. I was just trying to think of some funny things today.
I want to find your journals. I can imagine the shit that's in there. Like, same that's in...
I had to rewrite everything because I lost all my shit. Everything I owned, I lost.
Well, are you still working on your book? Because you should write a book.
Yeah.
Nice. What are you going to name it?
Notebooks are at my son's house, and a lot of them got stolen.
What do you think?
Psycho.
What do you think the name of your book's going to be?
I hope the book will come out in the next 2 or 3 years. I mean, you know how long it takes.
Yeah, it took me 8 years to write mine. What do you think? Have you come up with a name for the book?
I think so.
Yeah?
I don't want to say because, people.
Yeah, totally. That's why I kept mine on wraps.
I'll tell you. My book is going to be a little different. It'll tell all the rock and roll stuff. But, I mean, I've been through, really bad addiction and, my legs being paralyzed.
Yeah.
It'll be there's other stuff in there.
Yeah, you've got a whole bigger story. I just approached my book with everybody wants to hear the sex, drugs, and rock and roll. They don't care about my life outside of that type of thing, But you have a bigger message.
I think everybody needs to buy your book.
And you need to finish yours.
That's my favorite groupie book I've ever read.
Really?
Thank you. Times. Girl, write that second book.
I'm trying. I'm trying to get it in. Yeah,
if you would have quit, I would have gone down to Salt Lake City and open up a can of bass.
Well, maybe I should quit just so you will come up to Salt Lake City. We can do some shit together.
That's where my son wants to move. If he moves there, I might move with him.
Yeah, it's downtown, every place down here, we've got a killer music scene. We still do. Like, Keanu Reeves was just here with Dogstar. Then you turn around and, I mean, Post Malone lives here, for crying out loud. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up for today. Say thank you to Miss Diana for gracing us with her presence, because she has some really fun stuff to talk about, and we're going to hear more soon.
Aww.
So, and she's an awesome woman.
Out there.
Huh?
Thanks to all the listeners out there and all the love you gave me.
No, thank you for coming on. You always have such a high attention.
Welcome.
And like I said, we're looking forward to more. We're looking forward to more and more from you, because we are not done yet with Miss Dee Dee. So everybody, say goodbye to Miss Diana. Don't forget to hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit my bells. And we will both see you here next time on Cocktails and Rocktails. Say it with me. Cheers, big ears.
Cheers, big ears. Hot damn.